What's up guys, it's GX Black here, and today I'm going to be giving a Toph guide. And Toph is a character that has a lot to her, and I think I've been able to manage her very well with my gameplay. And there's quite a lot of stuff that she can do that I want to show you guys and let you know this is a real beast of a character, and if you want to take time to learn it, I'm here to help. So we're going to go through everything that she has, and I'll probably just show some of the things I use and tactics I use, and maybe stuff that you didn't know that she had, and use it to your advantage. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I mean, I'm giving you a Toph guide, to help you out. At least do me that little favor of subscribing. And yeah, let's break down Toph exactly how she's meant to. So to begin, Toph has buttons A, B, and C. These are her normal buttons. So for the A attack, just to show you on block, the frame data, this is -8, meaning if you do this and the person retaliates, you can probably get punished. So you want to make sure you're conditioning them before you do that. This is her 2L. As you can see, this is -8, this is 2L. When you press it twice, this is -12, meaning that she's very punishable. If Korra ends up pressing a button, I'm basically gonna get punished. And this is her auto combo. So her 2L, also if you press AAA, if you press 2L AA, this is what comes out. Okay, and you can see that this A move is quite good. It has quite good range. You don't have to be straight there. You see, you could just be here and still hit them. And it also acts as a little anti-air property. Let me see. You see? You can kind of see that this actually hits quite high if the person is jumping. See? And making sure that you can catch them lacking in the process. So her A move is really good as a light attack. Now let's get into the B move. This is what it is on block. And just to show you, is -6, meaning that you are safe. So if you press a button, you won't necessarily get punished. This is her down B, -4, meaning that you're even more safe, and it even pushes you back. So as you can see, the closer I am and the more I press it, I'm even going further away. So that means it creates a good amount of space where I don't have to actually be there. And look at the range. Look at the range of these two buttons. This range is so deceiving, because look, I don't even have to be close at all. Like, that's a very, very good button, and you're safe as well. She has forward B. This has even more of a range and pushes her further away, and you can chain 5B to 6B, and that is something that is really, really effective. Now, the reason that 6B is a really good move, just to let you guys know, is a frame trap. If I do 5L and 2L, you can see it's a true string, but if I do 5L and forward B, it always acts as a frame trap. So if they're pressing a button, they can't get out of that. You see? And that is really effective for catching people that are mashing at you all the time. So using forward B to catch them out is really good, and because it's safe, they can't necessarily punish you. So you have a very, very, very good frame trap. And if you want to make it if you wanted to make it a true string, you can use alternative methods like doing a 2L. Yeah, any light attack that you use will pretty much be very useful at frame trapping them, especially due to its distance as well. Like, look how good that is. A low 2B into the frame trap move, then that's also very good to make it true. But after a light and forward B, and low and forward B, you can pretty much get a frame trap very easily. So people could be scared of that, and you can basically, change up like this, and then grab them or something. So yeah, it is a very, very good frame trap to have, and it will catch a lot of people off guard, because you can then get some very, very good looking combos from that. The next move I want to show you is the C. This move is -15, meaning that you will get punished. So if I bring her back with the blocking, if I do 5C, I'm getting hit. There's nothing I can do. See, nothing I could do, no way I can escape. You are going to get hit no matter what. The only way you can maybe get away with getting hit is if you delay your lariat. Okay, you can delay your lariat, but that's something I'll go into later. This is what the move is really about. So 5C is one of the best moves in the game in my opinion, and even though it is minus after, you know, doing this, the reason it's so good is because it has armor, meaning that even if you press a button, it won't work, as you can see here. This is something that allows you to have a high scaler in comparison to some of your other moves that you have, because now you can get a lot of damage, you know, and that is very useful if you want to, you know, if you're scared of someone coming in. Also, another good thing about this move is, along with it having low scaling and having a very good armor property, another good thing is that it stops anti-airs. So okay, you can basically anti-air them, so you don't have to be scared. Let's say they want to come to you and jab twice, there will always be the armor. Any move that is multi-hitting will tend to beat the armor. And as you can see, that is a very useful way to break down Toph when it comes to the 5C. So you have to be careful and know that your opponent's not going to be doing multi-hitting moves to you, or you could be in very big trouble. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the flow movement options. So the things that she has as flow movement options is, you know, two very good movement ones. So, you know, her forward flow, which also ducks under some of attacks. So just to show you how that looks, if someone does an attack like this, she can actually just duck under it, and that's the same for if she brings them towards her. So that means that it low profiles, so they can't actually punish her. And this is very good for defensively if someone's coming to press AA against you, you know. Sometimes you want to duck and then you can punish them, which is actually very good as a defensive capability. Now, to show you, there's another movement option that, you know, she kind of has as well. And this one is obviously something that I believe you can maybe look at more, but she's able to build momentum when she does her slide. As you can see, if she tries to jump, this is kind of how far she can go to try and jump towards you. Now, what if I told you that there is a way to make it where she can jump even further than she already is? If you let the momentum build and super jump straight away, you can basically get a very, very good lift off, almost like a moon jump from Dragon Ball FighterZ, and is a really, really effective move, especially when you know your opponent jumping around and you want to build that momentum. I think you can do it without it as well. You could do it without, you know, them going all the way like that, but obviously that's going to take some timing and perfectionism, because you need to build a certain amount of momentum before you do that, which obviously really, really cool from Toph. I want to show you her down flow moves, because instead of doing a down flow where she ducks, she has this and this. So her down flow is actually an armored move. So this is an armor, so if someone wanted to press a button, obviously you guys get the gist of armor, I'm not going to show that. So what she has with her down flow A, she has multiple options she can do after it. So she could do down flow A, she could do down flow and then A, which is -2 on block, meaning that she's safe. I think she can even jump out because of the spacing as well. So it's a really good move. A special property with the down flow and A is that you get some chakra points. So just to show you an example, you have a chance to do down flow A, which gives you a lift off, and it gives you 2 extra points, which is crazy. You get 2 extra points, and for me, I'll be honest with you, having the ability to do those 2 extra points can give you a very big advantage in the fight, because from the round start, if you decide to catch them with this, ooh, you get the gist though. So here in this clip, you can see that I hit them with the down flow A, and in the midst of hitting them with the down flow A, you can totally see how much damage you can do from the round start. Because you get 2 extra chakra points, you can bring up the EX pillar and do a whole combo. Like, this is one of the most useful moves, and it's a very good read that you can have on your opponent, because there is some risk that can come to it. Because if they double tap an ability, then you're obviously going to get hit out of the armor and you take the damage. But it's so worth it because of how good and how much damage you can do, especially if you have no chakra, or if you have no chakra. Like, it's crazy. The next move that we need to show is down flow B. This is 1 armor and this is 2 armor. So these are 2 separate armors, and as soon as you hit this, you know you can block their armor, and this creates a new armor which you can use against your opponent. But if you do this when the opponent blocks it, you are basically going to get punished. As you can see, it's -13, meaning that you will definitely take the brunt of the damage. Like, the opponent can basically do whatever combo they want to do against you because of how bad it is negative. Okay, but yeah, it has very good range, and sometimes it can help you in neutral if you want to skip past some fireballs or some BS, you know, that happens. So now I want to show you the down flow C. This is the bad boy move. This is the move, this is the money maker. So I want to show you guys what it does. First of all, you can create a pillar as high as you want, and you can make it as short as you want. You can make it medium size. You can basically dictate when you want the pillar to end. And some of the properties that you can build from the pillar is forward C. You can hit with all your lights. 1, 2. You can basically do your normal moves while you're also on it. Obviously, you can't do a 2B, but all the other moves you can pretty much do, which is really good. And then also you have the ability to, as I said before, forward C. You can do down C, or you could do 5C. So 5C. So just to show you the angles a bit more clearly, I'm going to go higher. This is down C, this is 5C, and this is forward C. So you see there's different ranges that you can actually have when you're doing this. Another thing to add is when you actually do strings, this is plus 25, plus 37. You see, when you do this, your opponent can't press any buttons. There's nothing they can do. There's absolutely nothing they can do when you do this, and they have to hold that. Plus 37 on block, and you can basically get them in a situation where they low-key have to guess. You can bait out with stuff like that. You can basically hit them with a double overhead. You can pretty much fake it and get it with a low, or you could do one of my favorites and get them with a grab. But like the plus 25, the fact you could just get plus just from doing that, and look how much bar it took for me to do that. Like sometimes it doesn't even take any bar. The only time it takes bar is if you cancel it from a chain. But if you go to them and do it straight away, it doesn't take anything, which is absolutely crazy. Like, it's so good. So a lot of people are underutilizing that, but just know you have a plus 25 move, and you have the ability to go over, you have the ability to basically go low, you have the ability to fake it and grab them. Now, another thing that this pillar is really good at doing is keeping people in the corner. Now, in this game, not a lot of people are allowed to be kept in the corner. I'll tell you that for free. So the reason that she's so good, why Toph is one of the best in the game at this, is because she can prevent you from doing that completely by doing this. So if they wanted to roll forward, they don't have the chance to, because it would get blocked out. If they if they have a situation like that where they're trying to roll forward, their corner will be available and you'll be able to do a lot more mix-ups. I hope you guys take my word for it. But the reason that I don't know why the training mode in this game is still a bit like iffy. For some reason I did ground forward roll and it's not forward rolling. I have no clue why, guys. I have zero clue why at all. But here it will basically trap them in the corner. So if they flow escaped forward, they basically are going to meet you and basically put them back in a pressure situation. So they will have to actually think if they want to go forward or not, and it will basically open up a corner which you can basically have more mix-ups from. So the Oki situation will be very good, and it's guaranteed that you can apply pressure on them. The only person I'll say is a bit hard against is Korra, because she can actually do a DP, and DPs can actually beat this, and I guess Zuko counter as well. So yeah, it's not something that's guaranteed in terms of like you being able to play pressure, but that's Oki all the time. So in terms of like having them stay in the corner, that is going to be a guaranteed situation, and they're not getting out. They're gonna have to meet you and the mix. So the next thing I want to show you guys is one of her most important abilities is her grab. Now if you see this grab is 7 frames, as you can see, you know. Yeah, cool little 7 framer, you know, something that you could take out of. Okay, this grab is the quick grab, you know, as I see here it says 7 frames. It's a grab that, you know, everyone in this game pretty much has. Everyone pretty much has a grab. Now the difference between Toph and the others is that her grab, when you hold it, it gives you a hard knockdown every single time. Now look how many frames it is. 13 frames, guys. 13 frames. If you don't dodge this, if you don't jump, you are going to get hit by this, and you can't tech. What does tech mean? Tech is when you basically have it, your opponent can stop you grabbing them when you press the same button at the same time on reaction. So this is what happens when you tech someone usually. Do you see that? They stop it. But because this is a command grab, even though it's not command grab inputs, it's the same grab button, but you hold it, she can't tech it. This is probably one of the strongest moves in the game, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because that is crazy, and you put them in mix as soon as you do it as well. You want to get hit? Bang. And now you're put in a difficult situation where you have to guess for your life, because you don't know what they're gonna do. Another thing that she can do is grab you and combo. So she can grab you for how much damage? Let me just make sure I can let you know. It's 200 damage, guys. I'm telling you, 200 damage, as you can see, she can grab you for. And then after, if you want to do more damage, +400, 413 for this combo, and there could be even more combos that can do more damage. So her grab is one of the craziest grabs in the game, because you can get 400 damage from it. You can almost take half their health because you didn't dodge this in the corner, which is crazy. Now I'll explain it later, but some of her other modes give you more advantages when you do this grab. What else she has? She also has a taunt. This taunt is able to take people's chakras away. So if I give Korra some chakra, damn, Toph basically roasts them so bad that it takes away 2 of it. Damn, like that's tough. But the thing is, because of how this game is, there's not really a lot of situations where you can do this, unless you can create those type of situations. So let me give you an example of creating those type of situations, and sometimes it happens by accident a lot of the time. So you could create those type of situations yourself in a way, because when you hit them like this, they're now on the other side and they can't do anything because they can't jump up. You know, it's not something that you can really jump up from. It's not really something you can jump above unless you have special properties like a Zula or Zuko maybe that makes you jump very, very high. You can pretty much just put them on the other side and then after just take the piss out of them. There's obviously different setups like that, because look, when you try and jump over, it just doesn't work. But it is a very good effective move if you really don't want them to have some chakra, maybe because you don't want them to do a level 7, for example. So yeah, it's a really, really good move. And not to mention, you can do some other stuff that I'm about to show. So now we've talked about all her buttons. in general, the one-touch buttons. Now let's talk about our motion inputs. They have a lariat with A, B, and C. As you can see, A is a shorter distance, B is a longer distance, which is like midway, and then C is the whole screen. And you have armor as well. Now, what I want to show you guys about this is there's different things you can actually gain from this. From here, you can see it's -9. The further I go, the less minus it is, as you see -1. See, basically, the further away you are, the less minus you are. This is with the A version. And it seems like the A version can put you in a -1 situation, which is really, really good. Now, if you use the B version and you get the right distance, you can get +4. So the way it works is because if I do it from very close, it's -11, meaning I'm guaranteed to get punished. Now, if I do it from a good distance, that is optimal. As you see, +3. That one I whiffed. That one is basically a 0. I think that's why I didn't show. And this one -4 again. You can pretty much get plus frames just from charging in and then blocking it, which allows you to pretty much press buttons more. Because when you get them, they're not plus, so it's your turn, which is very effective. It's kind of like Terry from Street Fighter 6, if you guys are familiar with the bird knuckle. And there's other characters in other games that have distant base moves, and you can see that here, that's how it works. This, however, is full screen, and the closer you do it, obviously the more minus it is. But if you do it from all the way here, you know, you're just gonna get safe. You wouldn't get plus frames, but you'd be safe, which is quite good. It's always good to be safe. And also it has armored properties, meaning you can go through quite a lot. This is not even a move I use often, but it's a move I might start using more. Now the next thing that I want to show you guys is the ability to use her 214A, her 214B, and a 214C. As you can see, the difference between all of it is the speed. Yes, the speed is the big factor to determine what this does. So yeah, 214 decides the speed, with A being slow, B being medium pace, and C being the fastest, meaning that you can catch them lacking from full screen. So one thing that I know that's very good with this is with the seismic sense, you can do follow-up moves. One of the follow-up moves you can do is BADGERMOLE trick. This is when you trip up your opponent. You can obviously see, with this is A, this is B, this is C. You can use any seismic, you could use any pace seismic, and as long as you tap the button once, you can pretty much get this out on the ground. So the way I see it is, you basically want to do 214, double tap A, 214, double tap B, 214, double tap C, so that you can get everything out. And this is really good for tripping up your opponent. I mean, look at the frame data. When you do it, you're +1. Do you know what that means? So if you're +1, you can press buttons because you're plus. The problem with this move sometimes is that you don't actually get to use a 6 framer, but you can use a 7 framer. So as soon as they do this, they don't have the advantage. You have the advantage. So it's a very good move to have if you want to know if you're plus. So another thing that is really good with this move as well is that you can hold after the seismic sense. This is what happens. This is A, this is B, this is C. So 214A, but you have to hold it. 214B, hold. 214C, hold. Now the reason this is so good is because this allows you to do some combo extensions, and to be honest, one of the main reasons it's really good is because of this. You get to catch them jumping and you get a CHAKRA point. I think you can do this once per game, but when you do that, you pretty much can catch them in the air when they're jumping with that seismic sense when you hold it, and you can bring them to you to get very optimal damage. That means they have to be careful with how they jump, and you obviously have to guess or anticipate where they're going to jump, which is why you have so many different ranges. Because if it was going to be close, then you do this one. If it's going to be kind of in the middle, and if it's going to be far, you do this. So you have to kind of anticipate where you feel like they're gonna go. So they are gonna be scared of coming to you in the air because you have this. They're gonna be scared of coming to you because of this. On the floor because you're like, yo, if you come to me, I'm gonna trip you up. And then also about the tripping up, the reason it's so good is because of this exact reason. Let me show you guys right now. So this is why this move is so good, because when you're playing neutral like this, you might do this. Now that hard knockdown counter hit is because you trip them up. When they're walking towards you or running towards you and you hit them with this, they will then give a hard knockdown. Okay, you will get a hard knockdown and you'll also get a chakra point. So hard knockdown and a chakra point. So as you can see here, I hit them just to unlock it, and now look, they tripped and I got some chakra. Like, this is such a good move, and I believe it gives you 2 chakra points because you also hit them with the BADGERMOLE trick. So yeah, this is such a good move, and this is where people are scared because they're like, whoa, do I jump? Do I come to you and jump? Or do I just go on the floor? They don't know what to do, and it's understandable because she has so much in her locker. What she has is 214 EX, and it creates a pillar behind her. This is something that you can use to grab towards you, and you basically create your own mini corner. So instead of being in the actual corner, we are both in the corner now. That's literally how it works, and we're both stuck. But the thing is, you have the power to decide what happens because they can't jump over. So you're making a corner, and now they're under pressure. They don't know what to do. They're scared. They're thinking, oh, I don't know if I should go forward. Should I press a button or not? Because they're like, right, I'm in the corner again, and I'm not even in the corner, but I've made a corner for them to be in, which is crazy in itself. Also, this EX works in the same way as the 214 boot previously, so you can do the EX version and hit them with one tap. Instead of doing the BADGERMOLE trick, it basically creates a pillar really quickly in the air. This is very good for combo extensions and quick for getting people off the mark, so they don't have time to actually react. So this is actually just BADGERMOLE trick, but just really quick. And also what she's able to do is, if you hold it, that is what happens. So if you're in a combo, let's say I do this, this is +4 because I needed to include this. 214 EX is -6, okay? And because I wanted you guys to understand how good that some of these moves are, if you do this, it's -1, I told you that already, but if you do the hold version, it's +3. This means that if you are actually conditioned your opponents, you always have your turn confidently because it's +3, and your turn is there with confidence at this range because they can't get out. And if they try and press a button or try and jump, they can't get out. Whereas if you do this, they could probably jump because it's just +1, and you don't really have moves that are fast enough to retaliate. But this is a very, very good way to keep people in the corner and scared to press buttons. That being said, the EX version has the same advantages where you can press the EX, and if you hold it, it's +8. Can you see that? +8, meaning that you can pretty much chill and do whatever you want. Because now they definitely can't press nothing. So it's a good way to apply pressure if you're really feeling it. And that +8 will make them scared and don't know, not being sure what to do. Maybe you could come in with the overhead, maybe come with the low, or maybe you keep them so stuck and then you get them with the grab, You never know. You can pretty much extend it in so many different ways with the +8. So that is how good the seismic sense is. And you can see the pillars are so big, so it can basically get you a good range. Also, another thing that I want you guys to take into account is the 236 EX. This is an armored move which is really fast, and again, the closer you do it, the more negative you are. The further you are, the less you're going to be negative. And it's a full screen armored move, so this is really good to get in, guys, especially if someone's like shooting a lot of fireballs. as long as like you can anticipate it correctly and you go through with the armor, it's pretty much like cash money. Next up that I want to show you is a move that is really good, is 236 flow. This is what you call hyper armor, and it pretty much covers a good range of the screen. And if I get them to jump really quick, you could catch them jumping. That is really effective, and it gives you a full range move to pretty much counter people jumping in the air. And I know you can even get some combos as well, you know, which is really good. And that would allow you, obviously it would be quite expensive, and you can pretty much do like different setups like that. Obviously if they're coming to attack you and you have armor, then obviously you have more opportunity to get different type of combos in. Show you guys an example. Yep, you can take as much damage as possible in terms of armor because she's not limited this time. She can actually just do so much, and you get your bounce to do your combos, which is really good. So 236 flow is a move you should look out for, guys, because you can catch them jumping and you have armor. So good. Now, one of the big ones which is, you know, important in general is the ability to use supers. Okay, supers with Toph is so good, but I don't think you guys understand how good it is, and that's why I'm here to show you guys why it's so good, because I don't see enough people do this. I'm like the only person that does this. I feel like I'm the only person that does this, guys, so I'm gonna put you on some game. With Toph, when she does a level 1 super, you can see that it's a plus 55 on block. Now, because I'm so far away, it's not really as useful as you may think. I mean, I guess another useful way it would be is if you're in the corner and you do it, because like obviously you're plus 14, so you can pretty much apply pressure in a very good way. Now, the thing about Toph that's a bit different is the higher you are, the more plus you become. See, 67. Now, how would you be able to utilize this if you are that far away from each other? And this is the simple answer. If you're able to get your opponent far away from you with a level 1, as soon as you do a lariat, you're plus. In this situation, you just seen I'm +1 after I do my medium lariat. I did a 236B, meaning that you can apply pressure and your opponent can't jump away. Now, to give you another example of how good this is, if you're higher and I use this button and I do this, look at that, +12, meaning you have the option to grab, which is unreactable. You have the option to do a low 2L. You have an option to go over and do a cross up. There's so many options you can do from the level 1, and that could be the difference between you winning a match or not, because they're scared. They don't know what you're gonna do. So that gives you so much abilities to use your mix, potential. I don't really understand why people don't use this enough, but I hope you guys see that and really start utilizing your supers. The Lariat Oki is so good to follow it. Maybe you guys could call it GX Tech, who knows. And yeah, now I'm going to show you guys her ultimate, and this is pretty much a simple ultimate. As soon as you see this and you're on the ground, you are going to get hit. You can't jump away. It's too late at that point. And I believe that is low-key a really cool thing to add for her. And you may not know this for sure, you can pretty much do this into a combo, and yeah, it's not really that advantageous, but it's just something that's like a cool little flex if you wanted to show, like, oh, you think I made a mistake? Oh damn, oh, he messed up. Nope, I can basically string it into a level 7 kind of move and, you know, get my kill if I really wanted to, you know, just to troll, because it's not really that useful, because this is better. It's just better, and you get more damage this way as well. So now that I've went through pretty much all her moves, like just separately, I'm gonna explain the properties of each assist and which assist I believe you should use. Now, I want to explain you guys the different properties between all of her assists that are very good if you wanna use them. Look at BADGERMOLE following me everywhere I'm walking. Pretty cool detail. So now BADGERMOLE is really good because everything's bigger. This is huge. This is huge. This is huge. This is huge. This pillar is huge. And just to give you more of like a comparison, this is how it looks when it's something else. Small, small. Even this is small. So really and truly, everything is just bigger in Texas. This is what BADGERMOLE feels like. Everything is just bigger in Texas. Now, one thing that is really good about Toph is when she's actually doing this, she can basically jump. She can jump backwards, she can jump forwards, and pretty much it allows her to be, you know, a bit more mobility. She has just the ability to just, you know, change up if she wants to. And you can pretty much just jump out of pressure. So let's say I had Korra on block right now. Just get out of the situation, you know? So you're just able to just escape with BADGERMOLE trick multiple ways. And what you don't know is that you can, some people just don't know, because I don't see that many people doing it. You can pretty much go up as like a super jump, but you can pretty much go up like a super jump a bit, and you could do it backwards as well, so you don't actually have to conform. So maybe in a block string, if you really wanted to be interesting, and if you didn't, sorry, I didn't even include this, this is a low. When you do this and they basically get hit by it, it's a low, so they have to block low, or it'll trip their feet, which is crazy. So the way I do this is I hold diagonal up as soon as I do it, and press X or press the flow button at the same time. You can do it backwards, you can do diagonal back up, or you do diagonal up. So on the numpad section, it will be a 9 or a 7. So you could do, and this is a 9 and this is a 7. In terms of doing 2, 1, 4 and then holding flow button and jumping in that way. It gives you, yeah, I said, it gives you like a little motion to jump upwards. Because they have the block on the ground, it's kind of like, whoa, since I have the block on the ground, you know, and if let's say they block it successfully, you can see it's plus 23. So if they block this, you are plus 23 to do whatever you want, and you could choose to basically just do it, maybe a JL. Maybe you could choose to do nothing because they're scared that you're gonna press something and you can grab. So you have a lot of, you know, unique things you can do as soon as you do this. What else I would say is very good with this move is that when you use with this special property is your ability to make them guess. So you know you have this BADGERMOLE trick, and you can also hold your abilities. They're thinking, okay, this guy's probably gonna, you know, do maybe trip up. Nope, you have to guess. So you could do this. You could basically, you know, maybe some pressure, jump, and they're just like, whoa, I didn't even expect you're gonna jump, you know, because it came out of nowhere. Some people might be like, alright, cool, I see it's coming out, let me actually jump, and then you hit them with this. So you could pretty much just like be flexible with it, and it allows you to use your +3 move more, because now I'm +8 move more, because people are scared of what you're gonna do. You just have to give them more reasons to think, which is the whole point of it. And not to mention, if you guys didn't know, when you do seismic sense and you keep holding the flow button, so I'm not pressing nothing but holding flow, it just keeps coming out. And you could pretty much change what you want to do. So you could tap A, you could tap B, you can hold, you could pretty much change it up and do whatever you want, and it comes almost instantly. It basically comes instantly, guys, I'll be honest with you. Look, see, there's nothing you can do. And then on top you can jump, so you can pretty much choose what you want to do. As long as you're holding the seismic sense, you can you know, choose to do whatever you want to do. Just keep holding the flow button and press the rest of the buttons. Now your fingers might, if you're on a controller, your fingers might be looking a bit weird when you're doing this, because for me, my thumb is on the on the flow button, and then my index finger's pressing the other buttons. But for, you know, people on like different type of pads or on like a hitbox or something like that, I guess it wouldn't be that abnormal at all. But you have the ability to basically change up what you want to do, and it gives you more combo potential. I said it before, but if someone is jumping, as you can see, because I'm holding the seismic sense, I'm able to carry on hitting them and bring them towards me. And now I can just do loads of different combos because of it. And now keep them in the corner because of the Oki. So it's a really, really good thing. I think BADGERMOLE, in my opinion, is the best. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. But, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You know, some people might disagree and be like, yo, the HIPPO's the better. Another thing I want to show you guys is the boulder. Okay. Now, why do people like the boulder? The boulder is something that, yo, it gives you a lot of good abilities to get out of danger, and you also can take more hits. Now, we already know Toph has 1100 health, and that 1100 health is really, really useful. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's super useful. So the fact you have armor through everything, you basically are unkillable character in a way. Like, you're a bit tougher to kill in comparison to the rest. So just to show you what I mean, as you can see, look, there's armor. Every time she's doing it, she turns green. That means there's armor in all these moves. And when you do down flow and you hold it, you basically get the hyper armor. As you can see, my flow going down very, very, very quickly. But you can basically take as much damage as you want and punish them or do whatever you feel like is necessary. So yeah, this is a really good move. Also, you get basically more armored properties overall. Another thing that you're able to do, you can then, you know, have more armored properties like this as well. Because now you can see that when you go extra green, that means I can take as much damage as possible. Now another thing I want to talk about is the combo, the stuff you can do when you use the grab. So as we know, we have a lot of armor, etc, etc, but you know, the combo potential is not as high. So what they've done is, if they gave her a command grab, she can actually, in comparison to the rest, mid-screen continue her combo. Not a lot of characters can do that. I mean, if I show you Toph with BADGERMOLE, for example, if they grab mid-screen, you can't continue the combo at all. I'll show you again. Mid-screen, and I try and stamp, it just doesn't work. But if you use the boulder, you can pretty much just do whatever you want afterwards, which is such a useful move. Because now, in the mid-screen, if I want to do EX, you can, to get extra damage. So boulder allows you to have a stronger command grab in comparison to the rest, because your command grab allows you to have more damage no matter where you are on the screen, which is super, super useful. And that is pretty much the benefits of having the armor. I mean, I can maybe use some moves to show you how good it is in general. Yep, as you can see, I was able to tank a hit. You see? And also I was able to low profile as well, because his last move can hit people low profiling, but the problem is she can armor. So if I think that it's gonna come, if I believe the Larry is gonna come, I'll tank it and I can basically punish him in the process. He's a very good example for this situation. He's a very good example for this situation, because you can low profile and do the armor and basically take away your responsibility of getting hurt. So you can take more risks coming in, because you know, okay, I'm going to be able to take one hit of damage. And that's the beauty of that move, the beauty of the armored, because you have more, you know, ability to tank hits, and you can maybe bring someone, they might hit you and then you can grab them. So there's different things you can really do when you have armored movement. If someone's throwing fireballs, so I'll give you an example in neutral, just to show you how effective that this actually is, I can basically just tank it and get closer to them, which is so good. So I know I'm gonna dodge it, so I'll have more opportunity to get through, and I have more confidence to use it because I know, okay, even if he hits me, I can basically get my pressure. So yeah, this is a very good move to use for the armored. Now if I want to talk about the hippo, because now that was everything to do with the boulder, hippo is really good because it's just fast. Everything's just much faster. Like, it's just super quick. You feel like you're $1,000,000. Your down C is beautifully fast, and you can pretty much get a lot of plus advantages in the process as well. Everything is just much faster, like just much faster. And when you're on the pillar, you can pretty much move around, so you could throw some rocks the whole time when you're on the pillar. Like, you can basically just keep changing it. As I said, it definitely is just much faster. Also, another thing I'll notice is that when I use this, I kind of lose a lot of flow. But I know there's people that can basically use this mod a lot better than me. Oh, see, and the fact that I even did that proves everything I'm saying. Because this is so fast that I've got my jump C, which usually you can't even get. So that's how I know. That's how I know this is just much faster. You know, it's just much faster. So yeah, I think that this is a really fast and good move to use. I think that, as I said before, the best one is the BADGERMOLE. Even though this is really quick, you know, it's really quick. I'm not gonna ever say it's not, but I do think the BADGERMOLE has just a lot more diversity out of the three. Now I'm just gonna do some simple Bnbs that I do with the BADGERMOLE, just for the people that maybe wants like 1 or 2 combos they can use to get started with when they're using this character. Let's say I hit them with a light attack. I do that and then keep them in the corner, and then after I pretty much put more pressure on them. Obviously I don't do that, but you get the gist. I pretty much do that as an easy Bnb just to make sure that I can get them in the best possible situation. And then also I would add that, let's say I hit them with 2L. And then you keep them with the Oki. So this is a very good starter in my opinion. I think it takes around 389 damage. So yeah, it's a good Bnb to have. And in the mid screen, this is my usual combo that I usually do as a bread and butter. And if you hit it with a heavy like this, you might want to extend it. Whoa. Now it can really get scary. For more high damaging combos, I tend to do stuff like this mid screen. Which is like a nice little Bnb to do as well. And if I wanted to add some EX moves, yep, 552, and it pretty much does a lot of damage. I mean, the damage can end up getting absurd when it comes to Toph. And in the corner, this is an example of another combo that you would do. So 5C, as I said, is not really super scaled, so there's a lot of variations that you can do. Those are kind of my Bnbs that I tend to do when I have Toph, whether it's the high damaging combo or as the combos without any chakra. Like, this is some of the combos I feel like is the best for BADGERMOLE for me when it comes to like comfortability and how I want to do my combos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this long video of breaking down Toph, literally dissecting her and showing you guys the mind I think when I played this character. There is obviously a lot of good things about her. Obviously a lot of the negatives are kind of the movement options in the air. She doesn't have any, but she has this big JC to make up for it a lot of the time. you know, especially with how big, huge it is. And I understand why they didn't give her air movement, because imagine her having air movement but having all this armor, all this health, all this ability, like to move under low profile and an unreactable hard knockdown grab. So she just has a lot of stuff that I'm like, even though you don't have air movement, I understand why you don't, because they made you a monster on the ground where you can't really fight her, you know. So yeah, and she forces you to come in. And one thing I think this game really does well is express the characters. She may not be doing stuff in the air, but because she's grounded, she is so aware and a brute. She's a total brute, and she's someone that's small in figure, but is so strong and powerful. So yeah, I really love Toph in this game, man. I think she's one of the best characters in my opinion, and I also just like her as a character, so that's why I even used her in the first place a lot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like, share this video around, you know, maybe, you know, share GX Black made such an amazing Toph guy, maybe, I don't know guys, but yeah, any questions in the comments, let me know. And yeah man, peace out from GX Black.